But let's keep it moving into a team that I got my eye on. Kentucky versus Auburn. Now, Big Ragoo know because we did a whole preseason thing before that. I'm high on returners. I'm definitely high on returners in college. Now, right here, Stoops gets 8 on offense, 7 on defense. Now, on quarterback is kind of suspect. He got Terry Wilson coming in to help the passing game a little bit. Now, this team is looking forward to going back to how they were 2 years ago when they were able to throw the ball a little bit better. Now, mind you, this team was ATS last year, 10-3. So this is a one that the line setters are not quite on, top notch, or they just happen to be playing a little better ball than we think. But I give them an A on offense. Even though the quarterback situation, they're returning 4 on the offensive line in an already stud group that they have right now. And then at running back, they got a trio that they roll out of the backfield because they had all their passers and everything were down last year. They had to move over into running the ball more, developed 3 strong backs, plus they recruited some nice backs to go with that. The only question could be the wide receivers. These wide receivers were used to blocking and stuff downfield. Well, this year they're looking to catch the ball a little bit more. But so this could be a catch-22 because there's nothing better than a wide receiver that could block downfield. So if they took a whole year off running the ball and blocking downfield, they may come and do well. They may do very well on offense, and that's why I gave them the A, despite the question marks at quarterback and the wide receivers switching over. But there's still some talent there. I don't think wide receiver is something any team really suffers from not having for a long time because they come kind of a dime a dozen. But that's how I feel about them on offense. On defense, they're returning 7. Now, last year's defense was only giving up 19 points a game, 156 on the ground, 167 in the air, which is really, really good. And the defensive line is going to be in rotation until they find the right group. Same thing goes with the defense, with the linebacker group over here. It's going to be in rotation. Some of these guys played a little bit, some of them haven't. They're going to go in rotation until they find what kind of group that they're going to have. But the secondary is the highlight of the whole thing. They got a bunch of returners. They're ranked second in college football in the defense in the secondary last year. So you got a talent group coming on defense, but I still give them the B because it's too many question marks to be determining what you have at defensive line and linebacker. You really need stud, and that front 7, front 8 got to be stud in football. And if you kind of teetling around right there and relying that your secondary is going to come up and make tackles and defend, you got another thing coming. But I like this Kentucky offense to be able to score and keep the offense on the field enough to give the defense good rest to come in and play well. So I'm high on Kentucky right here. And against Auburn, Auburn's a team that they're ranked number 8, but you've seen this team slip out of the polls time and time again. And just like my man Bull K in the chat right now says, I like Kentucky +8. Was that too long, fellas? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Listen,
no.
if you want to get on Kentucky, get on them now because that line's it's already shaded at 7.5, like -105, so the number's dropping. And I heard some things about. Well, we watched Kentucky last year. They converted the wide receiver to quarterback. He performed pretty well, I think. And we know about the Auburn's line issues on the offensive side of the ball. Kentucky's defense is pretty good, and they're losing a lot on defense, Auburn is. But they bring in Chad Morris, the former head coach from Arkansas, to help Malzahn call some plays. So, Malzahn, he either wants to call plays or he doesn't. Who the heck knows which way the wind's blowing with him. But they're going to run pretty much the same offense, I think, maybe expand upon it. So he'll probably help Nix out a little bit. But, yeah, the number – I think the value's in the number in this one. I think better than a touchdown, you got to go with Kentucky.
Yeah, I think that way too. There's a little question marks. Wilson, so he's back behind center, with Kentucky now. He missed, 10 games or 11 games? But Kentucky's been good. Last year they were solid. They got they're great. Their football team was very bad for a long time. And Bo Nix with Auburn, I think their defense will be there. They've been great, but he was so inconsistent. And I know I'm just looking up, he only had 6 interceptions, but that was deceiving. He was not very accurate at all last year. He moved the ball. He's great with his legs, but he was, he made some very poor throws. But he's a guy who can extend plays. He's got and on his legs. So yeah, this is a tough one. But early look. I mean, I take the points, but yeah, I'm still looking. But yeah, that should be a good game. First week too. So let's see.
Yeah, lean Auburn 7.5 or better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's already. I see 7.5 too. If you get 7, you're on the tail end of it. So hop on it now. Make sure you go to odds.com, check out the line movement,